Good morning. Welcome to the Kehillat Shari Torah Daily Halacha Review for Tuesday, May 25th. In honor of a number of simchas happening in our community, Alan's daughter recently got married just last week, and in our family we have a simcha coming up, also a wedding, Emir Hashem, later in the summer. We'll take a look at Rabbi Lebovitz's here review of some wedding customs. So we're not going to go into the deep halachas of chuppah v'kiddushin, but rather some weddings. He writes, there are many customs that are observed at a Jewish wedding. For example, the parents of the chassan and kala, the bride and groom, walking down the aisle with candles, ashes being placed on the chassan's forehead, breaking of the plate, breaking a glass, etc. These customs, as well as others, we're going to discuss in detail here. First thing he says is setting a wedding date. There's a well-known custom that people do not want to get married toward the second half of the Hebrew month. The reason for this is because the moon starts getting smaller, and it's not a good siman for the chassan and kala, for the new couple. Others are not convinced that this is a concern and maintain that you can get married any time of the month. Whenever you get married, it's good. Some are only lenient if the chassan is 20 years of age. In other words, tick-tock, it's time for him to get married. The custom of many is not to be concerned about this and to marry any time of the month. Some say that even according to the stringent opinion, that one may marry until the 22nd day of the, according to the stringent opinion, you still can make the chuppah up to the 22nd day of the month. Others say that in the months of Elul, Tishrei, and Adar, we don't have any such concern. Although Lag BaOmer is toward the end of the month, making a wedding then is permitted and not included in this because Lag BaOmer itself is a day of joy and success. Next point is the week before the wedding. Most people have the custom that from the week before the wedding, the chassan and kala do not communicate, don't have contact with each other. Many reasons are offered for this. Some say it's to enhance the joy of the wedding day. As far as invitations goes, some mention a custom for the chassan and kala to go to the cemetery and invite grandparents who are buried there to the wedding. The Gemara in Pesachim says that one who's called to attend a bris milah and does not go is excommunicated by Hashem. That's a pretty strong opinion. The halacha is brought down in Shulchan Aruch as well. Some poskim say this applies to a sudas milah and to the suda at the marriage of the daughter of a kohen to a Talmid Chacham, only if there are good people at the wedding. Based on this, Pischei Tshuva says it's not proper for a shamus to announce that everyone's invited to a bris because that would obligate everyone present to come. There's an opinion in the poskim who say that this is only referring to when the bris has taken place and the shamus announces that everyone's invited to a suda. However, if one's invited on a different day, it's not a problem if you don't go. Others say that this idea applies only to a sudas milah where everyone's eating and doesn't want to take part in the suda. In any case, one should not invite someone to a bris, quote unquote. Another, you inform everybody, you let people know. That's why we're careful not to invite. How does all this apply? We're talking about a bris before the chuppah. Even many poskim write that this custom is not extended to a wedding. Many reasons offered for this. Some say that a wedding is very long, as contrasted with the bris, the suda that goes with the bris milah, which is much shorter in duration, and one is not obligated to go. Others say that one who receives an invitation in the mail is not considered technically invited and does not have to partake in the wedding. Some says it only applies if one is invited on the day of the wedding. Others say that since the Bal Simcha, the hosts of the wedding, invite many people out of obligation, it's okay with him. He's not terribly upset if someone doesn't come. Based on all this, one does not have to go to a wedding if you're invited. Nevertheless, the mitzvah to make a chassan and kala still applies if one does go. So you'll see that some people come just to make an appearance and to wish mazel tov to the chassan kala. Okay, next point, shmira. There's a known custom that the chassan and kala require a special shmira before the wedding, and they should not be by themselves even in their own homes. Some say this starts from after the Shabbos, before the wedding. Others say it's only on the day of the wedding, which begins the night before. A chassan who can't find a shomer to walk him to shul may go without a shomer, since there are many people who walk in the streets. Based on this leniency, some say if one lives in an area where there are always people outside, you don't need a shomer. One is allowed to take a cab with a driver who's non-Jewish. He also counts as a shomer in this case. Okay, interesting set of customs there. Please join us again tomorrow. We will continue this interesting and for some pertinent discussion. Have a good day.